Enough with the endless chasing of hollow metrics that leave you more confused and broke than before. You know the pain, the sinking feeling when your campaign sputters, wasting budget on shiny big influencers who promise the world but deliver ghost town engagement. You've seen countless growth plays fall flat because they ignored one brutal truth. The power isn't in the loudest voice shouting to millions, it's in the small, laser-focused voices that actually move people. The micro-influencer isn't a fad or a niche trick anymore. They are the goddamn backbone of every cold, hard growth campaign that's winning right now. If that's not in your strategy, you're bleeding money and missing out on what actually sparks real, contagious growth. Here's the raw deal. Micro-influencers have something no mega-influencer can buy or fake: authentic connection. That's not a marketing buzzword. It's a sword cutting through the endless noise that drowns your message. These are the people whose followers actually listen, trust, and act. They're not out there chasing clout for vanity. They're embedded in tight communities, discussions, and niches that big shots only dream of entering. Their recommendations feel personal, like a tip from a respected friend, not a paid ad shoved into your feed. Now listen carefully. If you think slapping your message onto some popular account and hoping the algorithm gods smile on you is a strategy, stop right now. That's the old, dead way that's been crushing your growth like a disease. The future, your future, belong to those who master the network of micro-influencers. Why? Because they don't just broadcast, they amplify. Their loyalty runs deep, their engagement rates skyrocket, and their audiences are hyper-relevant. This is how you transform from a background noise to an unavoidable force. Here's what most founders, investors, and growth leaders completely miss. It's not about massive reach, it's about structured synergy. You need an army of micro-influencers, each a node in an ecosystem where your brand becomes sticky, viral, and unstoppable. But don't fall into the trap of hiring every small creator blindly, like you're collecting baseball cards. Growth demands ruthless precision and fierce relationships. You don't hire them, you activate them. You don't just throw money, they become partners, collaborators, evangelists who are emotionally wired to push your mission forward because it aligns with their identity and values. So what's the exact playbook? Step 1. Ditch the spreadsheet mentality drowning you in cold, numb outreach. Instead, dive deep. Research communities that are alive, breathing, and talking. This means Instagram threads, TikTok tribes, niche Discord servers, LinkedIn mini ecosystems. Find the micro-influencers embedded inside these hotbeds. Follow their work, engage genuinely, understand what fires them up, and where your values overlap. This is your foundation. Step 2. Stop offering just money. That's currency of the past, a quick fix that churns influencers like batteries. Instead, build bridges. Create unique value exchanges. Early access, profit share, co-creation opportunities, even equity if the fit is right. You're not a client, you're a teammate in a shared mission. Emotionally activate their drive for impact, not just dollars. This ignites fierce loyalty, a force no cold contract can replicate. Step 3. Design micro-campaigns tailored for explosive authenticity. Forget about copying big brand templates. You need micro-influencers telling true stories with your product woven naturally into their narrative. Authenticity isn't optional. It's the only currency that breaks through today's cynical, banner ad-fatigued audiences. Give influencers creative freedom, but ground it in your core growth KPIs. Track not vanity views, but real, quantified conversions, and multiply the most powerful formula actives quickly. Step 4. Leverage the network effect viciously. Connect your micro-influencers to each other, not just to your brand. Create private spaces where they swap ideas, celebrate wins, and fuel contagious innovation. This breeds a sense of belonging and competition, which drives relentless quality in their content and outreach. The secret weapon is that once they start collaborating, your brand presence explodes organically beyond paid reach. It's not growth hacking. It's growth symbiosis. Step 5. Hone your message relentlessly, in their voice. This is brutal, But it must be done. Your brand should sound like them, live where they live, and speak the language their followers trust instantly. Micro-influencers filter out what feels fake in a second. If your messaging feels corporate or forced, they won't push it, and your budget is wasted. Craft bite-sized, emotion-packed, conversation-starting stories ready to be adapted naturally by their creators, not rehearsed scripts. Here's what separates the mediocre from the extraordinary: the radical refusal to play by old rules or accept tired frameworks. Growth in this new age is a war fought on empathy, relentless connection, and shattering illusions. Micro-influencers shatter the illusion that big reach means power. They bring the freedom to scale growth by fusing individuality with networked influence. That's the liberation you need, the ignition of unstoppable momentum. Understand this: the world is full of noisemakers and status quo chasers who preach outdated growth hacks. You're not here for that. You're here because you reject the script handed to you. You want the edge, the breakthrough, the fire that turns every scrappy dollar into a raging wave of customers who believe in what you offer. Micro-influencers are that edge, the rare few who actually connect dots that others can't see. Your growth isn't a number. It's a living, breathing force built on trust, authenticity, and the right chains of influence. You do not need 1 million followers. You need the right few who move the many. Stand up, claim that power. Rid yourself of old illusions, of massive, faceless influence bought with fleeting budgets. That endless parade of washed-out ads that don't serve your vision. This is the new frontier. Lean, raw, connected growth built on micro-influencers who live and breathe, the communities your brand must dominate. This is more than strategy. It's a revolution, a total rejection of the stale growth models that numb your spirit and hollow out your wallet. It's about forging a dynamic network of relentless, authentic voices who connect your brand to real humans in real places with real hunger. Here's the command: drop every wasted tactic that sells you short. Build a micro-influencer network that isn't just about numbers, but about activation, collaboration, and real transformation. Hunt the right individuals, ignite their passion, structure their collaboration, and watch your growth campaign go from crawling to exploding overnight. Fuel their individuality and tie it to your unified mission. This is how you turn potential into unstoppable momentum that no platform shakeup, algorithm change, or market reboot can stop. This fight isn't for the comfortable or the complacent. You have to dive into the trenches with fierce focus, brutal honesty, and an unquenchable hunger to break bones and build legacies. But if you do, if you embrace micro-influencers not as cheap clicks, but as partners in creation, your growth campaigns will dominate like nothing else can. This is the real secret. Influence isn't about size. It's about depth and connection. The micro-influencer movement is the shift, that raw, unbreakable link between individual freedom and collective power. Seize it and watch your growth ignite, your vision resonate, and your mission transcend every limitation the old world tried to chain you with. The future doesn't belong to the loudest. It belongs to the deepest and the most connected. Build your army of authentic micro-influencers now. Don't hesitate. Don't settle. Dominate.